Hey everyone, I'm back again and I just wanted to give you some more gameplay on Resident Evil 4. In this section there are waves of enemies, so I will just kind of be going through here and showing you a couple of strategies and a couple of ways to take out this section without too many problems. And in addition to that, we'll just kind of progress through the game.
Got something that might interest you. Got a selection of...
Not really much use for the merchant right now. We will do a couple of things, but not going to really be much help to us this early in the game.
Welcome.
First thing we're going to do is sell all of our treasures that aren't combinable.
Is that all? Thank you. Is that all?
Make sure you keep those two. They will come in handy later.
Boy, is that all, stranger?
First thing you want is a bigger case. Bigger case is always your friend.
Stranger?
Go ahead and buy this rifle, because it's going to help us in this part of the game.
Thank you.
And that pretty much does it.
Anytime.
Now, what I'm going to do is kill a bunch of these guys with my rifle before I ever step foot out there. Go ahead and reload now. And if you notice, I left this guy up here because he will actually come in handy later for a strategy that I will show you, or at least attempt to show you. I can't make any guarantees. Reload one more time. Something I did not do often enough in the first video. We're going to go ahead and switch back. Same trick as before. note that you can always kind of use your camera there to help you see around some of these edges. That way you don't walk out and get hit by something. Now we're going to wait for that dynamite ganado, and hopefully this strategy will work out the way that it's supposed to, because he should seep right around the edge of this door and grab me. And when he does, that's going to be death for all the other ones. It's just a strategy that a lot of people use on professional that's pretty easy to pull off. And you can actually do this multiple times here as long as dynamite ganados spawn. Take note that the tense music is still going, so you know that there are still going to be enemies around. Once the music stops, you know you're good to go. Those guys you have to worry about, the guys with the pitchfork. Sometimes they seep around this edge, and you do not want them to get you. As you notice, the enemies here are not very intelligent. Just keep in mind that when you're in this area, certain areas cause certain enemy patterns to trigger, so by coming up here, if you come up here too soon, you'll actually have enemies start coming up in front of you and behind you, which is obviously not good for you, especially if you're playing on a harder difficulty. Now what I'm doing here is I'm keeping my back towards the dynamite ganado, because if any enemies spawn with a throwable weapon, they will not throw the weapon at you as long as the camera is facing away from them. But I can see I'm having a little bit of an issue with this guy up here not wanting to jump down. There he went. Apparently he finally got tired of just roaming back and forth up there. More enemies coming. But look at what we have here. It is a trusty wooden door. So, rinse and repeat. Now keep in mind I'm playing this on normal, so I could have just ran through this easy with no issues. But I did want to show off a few things that I've learned over the years, just in case it helps some other people that really enjoy this game but may not know much about it. Keep on coming, guys. When I'm knifing like this, I actually try not to knife them in the head or something like that, because if you hit them the right way, they give that stagger animation just like they do when you shoot them in the head. And of course, if they are staggered away from the door, then you can't knife them. We're going to go ahead and combine this. Have another full health upgrade if we want it. And as you can see, we have a very, very annoying guy right here. So we're going to go ahead and dispose of him. And the music stops, so now you know that we are done. That was just a little bit of rushing on my part. I decided to go ahead and go out there even though I knew a couple more enemies would be coming. So feel free to take your time there, and they will walk right up to you. No problem whatsoever. A lot of this extra exploring that I'm doing isn't really necessary. And I'm not going to be using my rifle very much. So all the ammo I'm going to have for it is going to mean nothing, especially in the early stages. There are some parts later in the game where I will use my rifle a bit more, but we'll get to that later. Right now we're just going to finish out this area. And we're going to move on. Alright, now let's get out of here. This part of the game can be a little bit tricky. You have some enemies in tight corridors, and you have guys that are going to be throwing some dynamite at you. Pretty tirelessly, I might add. But we're going to press through here, and we're not going to worry about it too much. I would not recommend doing that the way that I just did it. That was pure luck that he did not hit me. I'm going to wait until I see him go to hit the door. Pretty much the same concept here. We're going to let him hit the door. I thought that guy was dead. Once again, like I said, I can blow through this pretty easily without much effort behind it, but I'm also trying to showcase a few things for people that may not be that good at aiming. One note to keep in mind, be a little bit quicker than I was there. There's another strategy for that, but if you don't know what that strategy is, or are not very good at it, you're still going to take some damage here, which is doing what I just did. You got to be careful. Basically, as soon as you open up a situation like that, these guys will take a swing at you. There's your music stop, so you know that you're clear. And don't worry, I'm actually not worried about taking damage right now, strictly because here in a minute, I'm going to need some of this space that I'm using on health items anyway. For a way for you to make a little bit of extra cash relatively easy. I'm probably going to drive some of you crazy with the way that I organize things. I normally do it a little bit differently than this, but right now, I know that I'm about to pick up a few things to sell, so I'm not too worried about the order. This guy will always be here, but this is an easy takedown. Now, for those of you that didn't know, you can actually get a decent little bit of amount of money from these large fish. I usually have more space than what I do right now. Because there's actually a second one in here. Around here somewhere. Actually, no, I'm thinking of a different spot, but you could collect every one of them fish if you have the space and sell every one of them. And that's relatively no work. I always shoot the crows. Typically they'll give you money or sometimes grenades of some kind. Same situation, make sure you close the well before you shoot down your treasure. And beware when opening boxes like that. Sometimes there are snakes in there, which can prove to be pretty bothersome. Did that just to show you, in case you didn't know, that you can knife those, or shoot them I believe, and get rid of them. Pretty simple puzzle there. A little bit of money. A little bit of handgun ammo. We're going to take our little key here. Take this letter from the chief that's just sitting here. And now we'll go to a cutscene.
You carry the same blood as us, it seems. Nevertheless, you're an outsider. Just remember, if you become unpleasant to our eyes, you'll face severe consequences.
What? Same blood.
Well, he wasn't a very nice guy, was he? Alright, we're going to go ahead and save here, and this will be the end of this video.